Hey yo, look up, the sky is a bloody red, and the birds don't fly, they drown instead. We all walking our hands and crawling our heads, dragging our brains on the sand till our thoughts are dead. Hopeless living, focused on giving more than we can. Yes, though only in the mind, so in reality we're giving less. Next to nothing, which is next to something, which is a vision imprisoned in the portrait of a lost soul. Understand the key, misunderstood so we can't see, blinded by a self-made utopian society. But your dream is different to her dream, and contrast with his dream. So it seems the cycle continues, opinion rules in all dominions. I'm a powerless minion bound by colorless decisions, trapped in a prison cell of misguided love, feeling like a man with no arms trying to hug.
I hope I can do all I can, even though I don't know who I am. They keep telling me but I don't care that night falls when the daylight ends.
Yeah,
I hope I can do all I can,
that's right.
even though I don't know who I am. They keep telling me but I don't care, cause I know that king made me come.
Yeah,
That king made me come, y'all. That king made me
that's
come.
right.
That king made me come, y'all. That kingdom made me come. That king made me come, y'all. That king made me come.
That's right.
That king made me come, y'all. That kingdom.
The ocean is dried up and the land is fired up beneath the sea.
Got to come back in Mount St. Anne. The speeds are so high this year, the depth is huge, and the courses are so difficult that being at home off the bike, it was tough to come back to racing. And as much as I'd hoped to do so well there, I just struggled and took a little bit to get back to it. So yeah, then the last World Cup of the season, I was really wanting to just finish it off strong, and got a flat tire in the quali, didn't get to race. So.
This year the Gstaad-Scott team is on synchros wheels, and with the synchros wheels we have a few different options for rim choice as well as the spokes. We have a heavier wheel and a lighter wheel, and the lighter wheel is good for tracks where there's a lot of rolling and not as many rocks to hit, where the heavier wheel rolls a bit slower but it's much more dent resistant, so if there's a lot of sharp rocks we typically run the heavier wheel. We also have different widths.
I've gone for a fatter rim at the back and a normal gauge spoke, just for a bit more strength, and I feel like it gives the sidewall of the tyre a bit more strength, and you're less likely to burp the tyre around corners. The tyre won't move as much, and also you've got more tread on the floor, on the ground, so you get better braking. The front rim, I'll go for a slightly thinner one. It means that the tyre goes around a bit and the tread is more out, so you get more grip. Also it's slightly lighter, and would also go for a bladed spoke on the front just to cut through the air.
Neko and I prefer the round spokes. He prefers a stiffer wheel. He likes when he can push into a corner and the wheel doesn't flex as much, where Brendan and Big Ben, they like the bladed spokes.
I like these bladed spokes to give you a bit more traction on a off-camber track, and when it's not too rough with big holes or like too stiff with heavy braking.
Also a huge advantage with the bladed spoke is, as you can see, in a pretty Swiss team here, lots of cheese, so you can cut the cheese of the spoke.
And then when Ben and I are building the wheels, we get to decide how much tension there is. So if it's a track that's very muddy, we might run a little bit less tension to allow for even more traction. And when it's a very fast track with lots of hard packed ground, we'll do a higher tension, which makes for a stiffer wheel, and it won't flex as much in the corners.
We're also using the synchro seat and seat posts, which is awesome because they're just so light and they work great. So it saves some weight on our bike and they look really clean.
Dried up and the land is fired up beneath the sun, and the fish don't swim, they've learned to run. The earnest one picks up a spear and hurls it, son. Thinks his work is right, wants the whole world to see it done. But kingdom
I hope I can do all I can, even though I don't know who I am. They keep telling me but I don't care that night falls when the daylight ends.
Yeah,
I hope I can do all I can,
that's right.
even though I don't know who I am. They keep telling me but I don't care, cause I know that king made me come.
Yeah,
That king made me come, y'all. That king made me
that's
come.
right.
That king made me come, y'all.
Yeah.
That kingdom made me come. That king like the sun now. Watch them fall like the sun. I watch them fall like the sun now. Watch them fall like the sun. I watch them fall like the sun now.